Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and I'm going to talk to you guys about Arrow Video's upcoming Blu-ray release for 1975's Wolf Guy. And this is going to be partially a review of the movie as well as a review of the Blu-ray release. Now, Wolf Guy is easily one of the most bizarre, nonsensical, it's almost like a gonzo movie. And in that, I mean that the scenes seem to have, one scene to the other seem to have absolutely very little to no correlation between the two. And it's just pretty much a mishmash of extreme sleaze, lots of wacky action sequences, and stuff I have no frigging clue what was going on. Now, it's impossible for me to try and summarize the plot of this movie. I did, however, look on IMDb, and IMDb has a pretty darn good plot synopsis for Wolf Guy that reads as follows. Shinichi Sonny Chiba is Wolf Guy, the only survivor of a clan of werewolves who relies on his feral, full-moon-activated superpowers to solve mysterious crimes. One night, a bizarre and bloody death in the Tokyo streets plunges him into a far-reaching conspiracy populated by crooked politicians, naked white women, bit players like Hideo Murata, a phantom tiger, and, best of all, a shadowy organization. Now, I don't remember any naked white women in the movie. There were quite a few naked Asian women in the film. As a matter of fact, there's no less than 3 women in the movie who, within minutes of first meeting Sonny Chiba's character, are throwing themselves at him. And 2 of the 3, Sonny's just like, let's do this thing. The 3rd woman, he only shoots her down because she has syphilis. Now, I love Sonny Chiba. I've been a big fan of Sonny Chiba ever since I first saw the Street Fighter films back years and years and years ago. I think the guy is just a straight up badass. To me, Sonny Chiba is like the Charles Bronson of the Far East. And by that I mean, A, you don't mess with him, and B, if you're someone close to him, run, because you are going to die. But you can rest in peace knowing that he will avenge your death. And now, Wolf Guy is nothing like the movie that I expected. I expected a werewolf movie. There's no werewolves in this movie. There's no wolf transformations in the movie. The inherent feral wolf-like power that the moon gives Sonny Chiba's character is totally internal. It can create strength. He can heal himself. There's one sequence in the film where he has an unnecessary surgery. They split him open, and they don't even sew him back up. They just wheel him back into a jail cell. His guts are hanging out. His stomach's wide open. But when the full moon reveals itself, he can will his guts to go back inside of his body and for the flesh to mend. There's a lot of really wacky action sequences in the film as well. At one point, Sonny Chiba is throwing coins at people as if they were like ninja stars. There's one absolutely just completely mind-blowing sequence in which Sonny Chiba is fighting a hitman, and he disarms the hitman. The hitman then reaches into his pocket as if he's going for another weapon. He pulls out a mouse. He pulls a mouse out of his pocket, throws it down in order to create a diversion, which totally works. Sonny Chiba's like, and the guy runs off. Let me repeat. He pulls a mouse out of his pocket as a diversionary tool, throws it down, and it works. It worked. It worked. I'll give him that. It definitely worked. Now, even though I really had no idea what was going on in the movie, even though, as I said, one sequence in the movie seems to have little to no correlation with the sequences that follow it, the story's all over the place, the acting is all over the place, I still could not take my eyes off the screen because I'd never seen anything quite like this before. Now, I know that the Japanese do have the culture's a bit different, let me put it that way, to be kind of PC. I mean, you can buy used women's underwear out of vending machines in Japan. I couldn't take my eyes off of Wolf Guy. This movie was completely out there. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before in my life. It's just as sleazy. I gotta give them this. They prove that the Japanese can be just as sleazy as anything that as any sleazy movie that we can produce here in the West, because Wolf Guy is really, really sleazy, but sleazy fun. And I recommend Wolf Guy. If you haven't seen it and you just want to see something that's completely out there and nonsensical and out of left field, by all means, go check out Wolf Guy. I think it would be the perfect movie to kind of get some friends together, have some beers, and just experience it. Wolf Guy is an experience to behold, and I think you should experience it at least once in your life. If you're a fan of Sonny Chiba, you definitely want to look into it. The Arrow Video Blu-ray release, the picture quality and the sound quality are both top-notch on this release as far as extras are concerned. First up, we have got Kazuhiko Yamaguchi, Movies with Guts. It's about 10.5 minutes. It is a brand new interview with director Kazuhiko Yamaguchi, in which he reminisces about his career as a genre movie specialist in Japan and shares his memories of Wolf Guy and working with Sonny Chiba. He discusses his early career as an assistant director before directing several popular exploitation films in Japan. He discusses working with Sonny Chiba on Sister Street Fighter. He discusses not being keen on wanting to do Wolf Guy initially, despite the fact that it was a popular manga in Japan and that the studio had plans on turning it into a franchise. He discusses working on the film with a very small budget and schedule, and that the producers wanted a more typical werewolf movie, but didn't give him the resources to properly make a werewolf movie, and that's probably why there is no werewolf in Wolf Guy. He discusses working with Sonny Chiba and what a serious actor Sonny Chiba is, and how Sonny Chiba builds his characters up. Really nice, entertaining interview with Mr. Yamaguchi, about 10.5 minutes in length. You can also tell that Wolf Guy is certainly not one of his favorite films that he directed, nevertheless. Next up, we've got Toru Yoshida, B-Movie Master. It's about 17.5 minutes in length. It's a new interview in which Mr. Yoshida discusses his long career as a producer, including his work on Wolf Guy and other genre films in Japan. He discusses his early career as a production assistant. He discusses the philosophy at the time, which was, as long as you made movies that made money, you could do whatever you want. Mr. Yoshida discovered that if you produce movies targeted at young men with lots of beautiful women in them and lots of action, that they make money. And that's how his career as a producer took off. He expresses regret for not taking a more active role in the production of Wolf Guy because he felt it could have been a huge hit and spawned a series, a franchise of Wolf Guy movies. Nice interview with Mr. Yoshida, about 17.5 minutes in length. Next up, we've got Sonny Chiba, A Life in Action, Volume 1. It's about 14.5 minutes long. It's a new interview with Mr. Chiba in which he discusses his start in action films and his role in education, in educating future generations of action stars. Mr. Chiba discusses being pigeonholed as only an action star and how limiting it can be to be asked only to do action sequences in a film and not actually act. He discusses the different filmmaking philosophies of the East and the West, and that American directors are more open to character development than those he'd worked with in Japan. He discusses how he trains actors to act with their entire body, not just their face, through the use of martial arts and dance. Really nice interview with Mr. Chiba. We also get a theatrical trailer for Wolf Guy. If you've not seen Wolf Guy, look into Wolf Guy. Like I said, it's a movie that I think you have to experience. It'd be perfect to watch with some buddies with a few brews. This Blu-ray from Arrow would be a nice way to introduce yourself to the film. If you're a fan of Wolf Guy, seek help. I'm joking. If you're a fan of Wolf Guy, you definitely want to look into this Blu-ray and add it to your collection. Very nice picture quality and sound quality, and some nice extras from the fine folks over at Arrow Video. I'll put a link to Arrow's website down in the description. If you've seen Wolf Guy, please let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Wolf Guy in the comment section below. If there's any other Sonny Chiba movies out there that you think I should check out, please let me know down in the comment section below. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. They're also right around here. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.